Whether camping in wilderness, hiking, or extremely and forcefully changing living conditions due to sudden emergency states, having adequate clothing is an obligatory component of life-saving gear if you want to survive. Survival clothing has numerous characteristics which directly protect your body from outer bad conditions and enable necessary body insulation to maintain normal body temperature. When buying survival clothing items, there are characteristics which you should take into consideration and opt for the most suitable clothes that will satisfy your demands, which depend on many circumstances. Right at the beginning, you should be aware that there are primary body parts which should be protected: hands, feet, legs, the neck and core. When it comes to survival clothes, they have a few layers. Base layers which have direct contact with the skin. Outer layers which have direct contact with outer conditions. Mid layers which are in between the base and outer layers. It is of utmost importance to pay attention to the survival clothing materials. You are aware of the fact that different materials offer different services. Generally speaking, natural animal fibers, especially wool, are considered the most proper survival clothing for your body if you happen in cold surroundings. They protect the body by providing its insulation. As a resilient material, silk is found to be very effective and comfy for base layer survival clothes. Polyester fibers are perfect for outer layer survival clothing, like wind and waterproof shells. To utilize their characteristics in the right way, it is desirable to choose clothing items without zippers and buttons. Although cotton provides pleasant feeling, avoid it when buying survival clothes. Namely, it doesn't insulate properly in conditions of intense sweating and rainy weather. As a segment of your survival kit, it is crucial to have clothing that can absorb moisture. These items are convenient in states of emergency, as they protect your body from colds, cough, frostbite, hypothermia, etc., by keeping it warm. As mentioned earlier, cotton makes you feel nice, but it is not recommendable for extreme conditions of moisture. So, you should choose clothes that successfully enable moisture absorbing and moisture wicking. And, what is more ideal than clothes in layers when it comes to warming your wet body? Direct long exposures to the sun and UV rays that come from the sun may cause serious problems. As you witness drastic weather changes worldwide and higher damaging effects of the sun, it is necessary to provide adequate sun protection. If you want to survive in the wilderness, your survival clothing should feature ultraviolet protection rating, or UPF, so that it could absorb UV rays. Breathable long sleeve shirts and pants present the most appropriate solutions and shields in case of exposing yourself to intensive sunlight. Your wilderness survival clothes should contain long sleeve shirts and pants to protect your body from a multitude of poisonous and harmful insects. As you know, wild regions are inhabited by insects which could be quite dangerous. There are some natural and man-made insulation materials which are used for insect-proof clothing. Survival clothes should definitely provide insulation to balance a normal temperature of your body. Similar to divers' wetsuits, they keep body warmth. Your survival in the wilderness is also determined by your footwear. First, it can influence the way you move, and secondly, your feet can cause the loss of body heat. Among a wide range of footwear choices on the market, make sure to select the most beneficial items. Proper slip-resistant survival footwear should be comfortable in extreme weather and terrain conditions. In addition to adequate insulation, they should have breathable waterproof layers. Take working shoes and boots for example. They have electric shock, oil, and slip-resistant soles which can be really useful. Similar to feet, hands also need protection. Considering their direct exposure to everything, you should provide some lightweight gloves to protect them against infections got through splinters, abrasions, or cuts. In case of being injured in survival situations, your hands would have difficulties to deal with life-saving activities. The above 6 clothing priorities are not exhaustive. However, they are ideal for providing you with adequate insulation when properly used. The above mentioned wilderness survival clothing components are some basic ones which you should be aware of. So, your wilderness survival kit doubtlessly should include suitable protective clothes and footwear. In conditions of survival and fights for bare life, clothing is your priority. Of course, you can experiment with your survival clothing to know what suits your needs. Bear in mind the fact that there are numerous wilderness survival scenarios, which you should take into consideration when choosing survival clothing items. Among all the benefits, the most prominent refers to your feelings of confidence and comfort, as you know that in case of emergencies, you are protected from head to toes.